Hello there. Kyle Katarn here. And it is Wednesday, my droids. Let's read some comics. Today we've got Darth Vader number 10 by Greg Pak and Raphael Ienco. And then Star Wars number 11 by Charles Soule and Jadon. That one came out last week. I read two comics last week. I read The High Republic and then High Republic Adventures. I thought that there were two else that I missed, and I was going to add them both onto this week. Turns out I only missed one, and it was Star Wars 11, so we've got two comics today. How's it going, everyone? Jake, Zach Tab, Jag Hassan. I've been practicing my Welsh. I'm embarrassed to say it's not gotten any better. Wizard of Oz, hello there. You know what they say, let a smile be your umbrella, and my face is a big letter T. I forgot the point. I forgot the point. Why do I have a t-shirt cannon? Oh, I love it. So yeah, we're going to start with Darth Vader number 10. And we just met the Eye of Webbish Bog at the end of the last episode. Vader's gotten himself all fucked up. He's got the super battle droid arm. His limbs have been ripped off by Palpatine, and he's just been dropped, unceremoniously dumped on the bank of a lava river on Mustafar, where it all started. This brilliant cover art just swirling through. Is it like acidic rain or just like really windy and ash and fiery? He's just basically trudging through hell right now. Is what's going on. Exactly, Zach. How is Vader going to get out of this one? Probably by being angry as hell and just sort of using his rage to channel his dark side abilities. Because that's how the Sith work, you know. Into the Fire, Part 5, The Red Horror. Oh yeah, Silas and Sawyer, shout out if you guys are watching this. These comics go out to you today. Darth Vader survives! The Emperor brutally punished Vader for his actions, stranding him on Mustafar. Vader rebuilt his body, battled the assassin Ochi and his droid mercenaries, and survived the Eye of Webbish Bog. Now Vader has his next objective, the planet Exegol, and nothing will stand in the way of the Dark Lord discovering the Emperor's true plan for the galaxy. By Greg Pak and Raphael Ienco. Colorist Niraj Menon. Letterers VC's Joe Caramana. This is going to be good. I cannot wait to see what Vader does on Exegol, man. This is going to be crazy. Red space. Vader, come on. Oh my god. Just staring at Deep Space Cthulhu right out of the gate. That's right, we're Ochi. Vader, come on! This is too much, even for you. This is the only path to Exegol. The only way to find the Emperor's secrets. Are you kidding me? Just back up and go around it. It's called a detour. Sadly for you, Ochi of Bestoon. That is no longer an option. Gah! Imperial reinforcements. I love, and I said this last time too, I love the use of the Zeta class ship and the little hyperspace ring. That's such an amazing throwback to a time that used to be, you know? It's awesome too, because the original trilogy obviously came first, and we knew and loved it for a long time, and then the prequels arrived and they were new. And stuff like this hyperspace ring and this Zeta class fighter were considered like newfangled, like modern additions to Star Wars, and that's no longer the case. I love it because now we've got the sequel trilogy. We've got all this extra stuff, and it's been long enough now that we can think of prequel stuff as actually being old school tech. And it took a while for that to sort of feel right, but now it does, and I love that. Ba-goom, boom, gah! That's right, and Ochi's not even in the fucking Zeta. He's stuck underneath in this cargo pod. Completely helpless during this fight. Yeah, exactly. The prequels have become nostalgic in a way that almost works in universe, because original trilogy characters should feel a level of nostalgia for a time 19, 20 years ago as well. But they didn't yet because it didn't exist. But now that it exists, we can think about, like, you know, some of the older characters from the OT kind of wistfully thinking back to the prequel events, because it's a long time ago for us too. I just think that's very cool, the way it's mirrored reality, or the way life imitates art, you know, I'm trying to say. As always, you have my greatest respect, Lord Vader, but the Emperor has sent me to complete Ochi's mission. And given the presence of Admiral Korlek and his 3 Star Destroyers, I'm afraid your time is up.
Ochi failed, Baron. And so will you.
Come on, Vader. He's got moves up his sleeve. He's quick, all right, Administrator, but his blasts will never pierce our shields, and our cannons will catch him in due time. Let's not wait for the cannons. Pardon? Lord Vader, you have always relied on brute force. I wonder how that strategy will serve you when you face a bigger brute. Launch all ties! Shit. I'm sorry, Silas and Sawyer. I'm trying to watch my language, but it's not easy. But I get excited, all right? I get excited. Yeah, poor Ochi. He's just in the line of fire here. Vader, please! Like, come on, man. Try not to hit every single laser. This will only lead to death.
For once, Ochi of Bestoon. I agree.
Saw that coming. At this point, how long has Vader been in the game? This is fairly shortly after ESB, so we'll call it 23 years of being in this suit. 22, 23 years. Congratulations, Lord Vader. You've destroyed 6 ties. 7. No, 8. Sorry, 11, actually. No matter. No matter? You have hundreds of fighters, Admiral. Perhaps you should find the courage to unleash them. Just talking a big game here. Wow, they're on. Look at this. All of them are deploying their entire wings. Everything they've got. Great. Finally. No shame in running. I do it all the time. Shut up, Ochi. No, not that way. I see Vader's plan. Okay, he's going to kite all of the ties into this crazy creature. This is going to be cool. Yes. The bald geezer is an Umbaran chick who is working at the Emperor's request to finish where Ochi and Vader presumably have failed. A dark rival, if you will. I believe she has been introduced, and I'm just blanking on her name right now. I have seen Pirates of the Caribbean, yes. What? What is that? The Endgame, Admiral. It's a subspecies of the Summa-verminoth, the galaxy's greatest predator. The Summa-verminoth. And it's a subspecies, so there's other kinds of these things floating around out there. Even greater than you, Lord Vader. It's a Summa-something, all right. But this specimen evolved to hunt its own kind. Does sound extremely Lovecraftian, doesn't it? So we have a ball girl working as the Emperor's hand. Someone slap a ginger wig on her. I know, right? We're this close to getting the Emperor's hand. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. So its attacks transcend the merely physical. Oh, great. It has psychic attacks. That's just what Vader needs right now. If it fails to crush your body, it will surely break your mind. Oh, God, that was the worst pig squeal I've ever done. Snap. Oh, no. It's gonna take more than that, though. You can't just eat Vader, even if you are a giant intergalactic space Summa-verminoth. He's evaded it, Administrator. He's evaded it, Administrator. Shall we pursue? Calm yourself, Lieutenant. I will not require further bravery of your crew today. From that nebula, not even Vader can escape. This is reminding me a lot of that Star Wars Rebels sequence where Zeb and the rest of the Lasat are navigating the hyperspace storm to get to Lyrasan, and Kallus is basically like, they're going to their deaths in the storm. Like, stand down. We can't go in there, but they can't get back out. And just like Kallus was wrong, so is this chick. Yes! You did it, Lord Vader! You... They're both getting enveloped. Oh, shit! If you strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. So the creature is like, this is the psychic damage that it's doing him. It's giving him... Oh, man. Poor Vader.
Enough.
Just kill Obi-Wan.
I am beyond all this now. You cannot distract me with...
The Force is with you. Who's talking?
Young Skywalker. But you are not a Jedi yet.
It's over, Anakin! I have the high ground! You underestimate my power! Don't try it.
My son.
Gah! Ho, 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 ho. Just showing it. Damn. I loved you! That's powerful. He's replacing Obi-Wan with Luke in his mind because it's all just like, it's all just lost to him. There is no escape.
My son. I am your father. Luke, you can destroy the Emperor. He has foreseen this. It is your destiny. Join me, and together we can...
Uh-oh. Damn. Is this a fear of Vader's? Or is this, like, secretly, deep down, what he wanted? Do you think maybe Vader wanted Luke to end his suffering? Like, we know that Vader doesn't like his life. He's suffering every day, and he's lost all of the things that he gained this power in order to protect. So, maybe deep down a small part of him subconsciously wanted Luke to just end it there and let the Skywalker line end itself that way. Yeah, the space creature is really doing a number on Vader right now. Good. It is your destiny. That is Vader's greatest fear. Not being struck down. His son falling into the same pattern of abuse and torture that he has suffered. And that right there is planting the seed that will end with him saving his son. That's beautiful. I'm not saying the space monster is responsible for Vader turning. I'm saying the space monster kind of helped him realize it for himself. Maybe subconsciously, you know. Oh. Yeah, right? Dooku definitely got the last laugh. He's all, a bold claim. From the afterlife, or from hell. Oh. always hitting the Ochi pod every time, Vader.
Vader! Oh. It got into your head too, didn't it?
I wonder what Ochi saw.
Did it show you how you die? Rumble. Oh no.
What's rumbling? What? He's back? Now he's on the planet?
Vroom! We have to run. You run, assassin. I will not. Then whatever it is showed you this. This is how you'll die. I do not fear death. It is simply not an option.
Just reaching up with his battle droid arm. Oh my god, what if he shot a wrist rocket at it? That'd be so good. I know he won't, but...
You're using the Force? But that's cheating! The Emperor will kill you for that!
That's right, the Emperor did say he can't use his Force powers.
Many have made such promises. They hoped to fill me with fear, But fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. And hate leads to power.
He just force choked that whole thing. Oh my god. Henry Lewis, that's exactly what I was wondering. I wonder if Ochi got a glimpse of episode 9 sequence.
So now, let the Emperor fear me.
Exegol. There it is. That's it. That's the palace where Kylo went. And look, it looks like way more developed than it did in 9. There's like a bunch of grounds around the object. Before it was just a big ass object. Oh, to be continued. No, I want to see inside. Jake, did you make it? Our comments are blue and pink like cotton candy. That's interesting. That must be a OBS overlay thing because your comments to me are green, blue, orange, red, yellow. Everyone is a different color, actually. So, strange. Man, what? Yeah, well, hate leads to suffering if you're a Jedi. But if you're a Sith, you know, they change it a little. Their mantra might be a little different. They're more accepting of it. But, you know, also, they're not going to tell you about the suffering because that's not a great advertisement for joining the Sith. That's more of the fine print. But I am bummed that this ended here because I really wanted to know what's going on inside here. What a cliffhanger. This was an epic issue, and God, it would be so cool to see Vader and Ochi facing off against this giant space monster in like a live-action scenario. Just visually, it was stunning. Alright, and next it's going to conclude with Into the Fire Part 5. What terrifying secrets of Sithly power does the Emperor Palpatine hide on Exegol? I love that word, Sithly. I'm going to start saying Sithly more often. Will Vader's might be enough to defeat the Dark Lord of the Sith? Oh, do we recognize any of these people? No, unless they're all Anakins. I thought maybe we would get some, like, some faces from the previous Darth Vader comics, like we might see Aegon Kolar again, Farron Barr, Eth Koth, all the Jedi that he's killed, you know? But no. That was awesome. So now we're going to switch gears and jump into Operation Starlight, The Last Hope, which is issue 11 of Star Wars by Charles Soule and Jan Bazaldua. Commander Zara, captain of the Tarkin's Will, this damaged Star Destroyer. Destroyed by flying pieces of wreckage from the first Death Star. She has kind of replaced Admiral Natazi Dalla from Legends in the new canon, being like a female protege of Tarkin who was very competent. Her rank is different, her role's a little different, but it's definitely like an adaptation of Dalla's arc. So I'm excited to see where it goes, and I hope she doesn't just die unceremoniously. They've done that a lot. They've come up with quite a few like almost really interesting Imperial villains, and then just when you start to get to know them, they die like one arc into their conflict. So hopefully Zara stays around for a little while. That'd be cool. Henry Lewis, if you're asking about the end of the Darth Vader preview, I think that they are not Force-sensitive acolytes or even ordinary people with sabers. I think it's all up here. I think it's all happening in the helmet, and it's probably going to be like another Vision type thing, similar to Kanan fighting the Temple Guards and Rebels. But that's just my guess. Like, obviously, I don't know. Alrighty. Operation Starlight, Part 3, The Last Hope. The cunning Commander Zara has cracked the Rebel security codes and will stop at nothing to crush the rebellion once and for all. In response, the Rebels stole an ancient translator droid from the Imperial Museum. With it, they hope to create a new unbreakable code and bring the scattered fleet back together. With the hybrid Lobot's help, the Rebels manage to communicate with the droid and strike a deal. The other key to Rebel survival is the newly formed Starlight Squadron, led by Shara Bay, Poe Dameron's mama. But Starlight's first mission could be their last. Well, that all sounds quite exciting. It's not clear if Commander Zara has met with Vader in the past. We know that she was a protege of Tarkin. And Tarkin and Vader got a decent amount of FaceTime, so it's possible. But again, we don't know. I'm warning you, Dameron. Deactivate that droid right now or you'll regret it. You need to remember who's got the blaster, Lando. We can't shut off the talkie. It's the only way we can safely contact Starlight Squadron. Something's gone wrong with their mission. Clearly something's gone wrong with their mission. We can't cut off our only line of communication with them. That's right, Lobot's got his dreads now. From being plugged in. I understand all that, Kess. And I know your wife's out there. But Lobot is right here, right now. And keeping that damn talkie running is killing him. Man, I really hope this isn't how Lobot dies. He's already a character that's committed a lot of self-sacrifice, like in the Lando comic, the reason why he ended up being, you know, a hybrid in the first place. Are you sure you can pull this off, 3PO? As certain as I can be, Princess. Of course, any process has its variables, but I have confidence that... All right, do it. Leia, you gotta help me out here. We can't just let Lobot die. 3PO, continue the transmissions. What the hell? Very well. I have another series of emergency communications I need you to translate into the Triwalk-based code you developed. My pleasure. But like I told you on the last series, you might want to try to have another hybrid ready. This one's about to blow its circuits. I'm sorry, Lando. I really am. If it helps, know that I hate doing this too. But this is bigger than Lobot, you, me, or any one of us. Right now, it's about the rebellion. Starlight Squadron. This is bad. They've got us surrounded. They're jamming our long-range comms without our astromechs. The X-Wings can't escape into hyperspace. Just keep flying, Freda. Lulo and I can link our nav computers with yours and share jump data. As long as we're alive, there's a chance. Oh, Lulo. Twist the knife, why don't you? Bring him back. What chance, Shara? These ties outnumber us almost 3-1, not to mention the Star Destroyer. You can't coordinate a nav link in all this, not while we're under fire. You and Lulo need to get out of here while you can. Stow the chatter, Starlight 4. We fly until we die. Grim, Shara, but I suppose it's accurate. Say, any of you notice something strange about the TIE's tactics? Grim, Shara, but I suppose it's accurate. Say, any of you notice something strange about the TIE's tactics? What do you mean, Lulo? I've studied the Imperial Tactical Manual. The normal maneuver in a situation and where they outnumber an enemy force is to gang up on ships individually. They don't seem to be doing that. They're just trying to make sure we can't escape. I think we're being herded. Imperial Star Destroyer Tarkin's will. Our TIE pilots and the rebel fighters boxed in, Commander Zara. The X-Wings can't escape, and the A-Wings seem unwilling to abandon them. Should I give the order to shoot them down? Let's not be hasty. The Rebel Squadron's fighters bear unique insignia, Lieutenant Gore. It suggests that they may have a particular purpose or mission. Activate tractor beams. Order acknowledged.
Tractor beam engaged.
Tractor beam! We're stuck! Blast it! They're trying to take us in for interrogation. All engines to full. Maybe we could break free. That'll never work, Shara. We don't have the juice to kick our way out of a Star Destroyer's tractor beam. Yvonne's right. Brute force won't work. This beam's too strong. We can't get out. But we wargamed this squadron. We wargamed this back in Rogue Squadron. Came up with a possible tactic. Untried, just speculative. But it could work. We're all ears, Wedge. You got an idea. Let's hear it. One word, Starlight Squadron. Accelerate. Well, I mean, we all know that from playing Squadrons that if you get hit with a tractor beam, you transfer your power to the engines and you boost. So that's what they're doing right now. Listen, Starlight Squadron isn't answering. This isn't working. You gotta stop, Leia. I hope Starlight isn't gone, but we don't have to keep using the talkie now. We can wait a while and try again later. Give Lobot a chance to recover. I, only have a few more messages in the sequence, Princess. Psh! Oh, okay, Lando. Just doing it. Alright, you stupid droid. Disconnect from Lobot or it's the scrap heap. Without the hybrid, my communications modules do not work. My voice is my reason for being. I will not lose it again.
Not for you or anyone.
That was a dirty trick using my wife like that. Looks like all the things they say about you are true, Calrissian. Well, you sure can take a punch, kid. I'm a Pathfinder. Taking punches is what we do.
This man is trying to disrupt crucial rebel communications, General Organa. He's a traitor and a saboteur. I would like to shoot him now.
Yes, that is Kes Dameron that is Poe's dad.
Lando's just worried about his friend, Kes. Just get him out of here. Lock him up until this is over. We'll figure it out later. This is murder, you know that? Cold-blooded murder. We'll get Lobot to medical as soon as the transmission's complete, Lando. I promise. This isn't how I wanted this to go. Continue, 3PO. Actually, Your Highness, I believe I'm finished.
Yeah, this is definitely like an ethically gray area that Leia has entered into, deciding to that it is worth it to do this to Lobot just for the sake of the rebellion surviving. Like, I get it, needs of the many, needs of the few, but like, damn. I am C-3PO, human-cyborg relations, fluent in over 6 million forms of communication, +1. I have successfully compiled the Trawak language based on the messages sent by the talkie thus far. From now on, I will be able to encode future communications without the assistance of this antique.
But that's impossible. Trawak is too complex a language for any droid to reconstruct from samples. It can only be obtained from its source, the native speakers of Rushan 9.
Perhaps for the machines of your time, I am much more advanced. My maker, whomever that enlightened being was, customized my Tranglang 3 comms module for direct communication to my AA-1 verbobrain. And might I add, your naked self-interest at the expense of other sentient beings does no credit to your model. It is no wonder you were discontinued. What a weird little nod there. My maker, whoever that enlightened being was. Oh, man. Nice one, Charles. The rebellion appreciates your service. Cold. He just turns him off.
Lobot's alive. We need to get him to medical right away.
He's a hero. We need to do everything we can for him. Yeah, now you're on his side, now that you've served your purpose.
Put the talkie in storage in case we ever need it again.
And tell Kes Dameron he can let Lando out too. The rebellion needed reliable access to the Trawak code. We couldn't be dependent on some ancient broken droid or Lobot. I hate it, but I saw no other way. And 3PO. Keep trying to contact Starlight. Yes, Commander Zara did have a good relationship with Tarkin. She was like, he took her under his wing, and like Tarkin is probably the reason Zara holds the high rank that she does. We know that he was really hard on her. He was just like very strict and brutal in terms of like his molding her into like what he wanted. And that's why she has a hell of a complex, because he considered her to have failed the last mission that he sent her on, and so he sent her away kind of to like do a bullshit punishment quest. And while she was gone, the Death Star exploded, and he was killed. So Zara never got the chance to redeem herself in Tarkin's eyes, and that's why she has such a stick up her butt about avenging Tarkin and defeating Leia and killing the rebels that destroyed the Death Star, etc. And that's why she named her ship the Tarkin's Will. Yeah. Alright, pilots. We all know Wedge's plan. Full throttle. Get it done. The rebel ships have activated their engines. They're riding the tractor beam. Are they trying to ram us? They'll never break through the outer plating. It's suicide to no effect. Watch the sensors for when the Star Destroyer drops its shields to pull us in. We'll only have a split second to...
Now! Target the beam generators! Concussion missiles and proton torpedoes! Hit them with everything we've got! Tractor beam offline. Now it's time for the tricky part. Keep up the speed. Don't let their targeting computers lock on. We're under attack. Scramble the fighters.
Stormtroopers. Even in a space battle, stormtroopers gotta die somehow.
Quick! Into the hangar before they can launch any more ties. Standing guard, Shara. We'll keep the ties out of the hangar bay while you do what you need to do. Surprise, bucketheads! Bet you thought you had us. Surprise, bucketheads! Bet you thought you had us. Stay focused, Lulo. We haven't won this yet. I'll do my part too, Shara. I've got the interior access door covered. Eat blasters! Alright, the hangar's locked down, but it won't be for long. Let's make the most of it.
The rebels. They seem to have taken the hangar bay, Commander Zara.
That is unacceptable, Lieutenant Gore. I will say this one time. Pass my order along. Take it back.
She's pissed.
see what we need, Freda? Looking, Wedge. It has to be here somewhere. Better be. Getting that close to the tractor beam generator fried the A-Wing's navigational memory banks. If we don't find one, we're sunk. I know. I know the TIEs don't use them, but still, you'd think they'd have some around. There! Astromechs! Nice. Go! You two are better with tech than I am. Get one sliced, I'll cover you. Got it.
Alright, so we're gonna steal these Imperial astromechs. Get them to repair the ships.
Pew-pew! Pew-pew! Whoa! The imps have finally realized they needed some real firepower. Brought in an ATST. That ain't good. Friends, we just ran out of time. Alright, which one of these little beauties is gonna get us home? Any! Whichever can slice first to run the hyperspace calculations we need. I'm hit! Damn it, Lula, don't get hit again. I've got it. I can't believe they don't use tougher encryption on these things. No one thinks about droids. Activate that one. Get it to your X-Wing and start running the calculations. You're not coming, Shara? We only need one droid to escape. I'll be right behind you. Just go.
Okay, I'm almost getting nervous, but I know that Shara Bay is there in Shattered Empire, so clearly she must survive this.
Alright, you clanking piece of Imperial trash. Payback time. Boom.
Such a satisfying thing to do in Battlefront, by the way.
Take that, you. Oh, no. More walkers. Hell of a lot more walkers. Shara, this is getting impossible. The Imperial astromech has almost finished the nav calculations and the ships are linked. We need to go. Where the criff are you? Almost there, Wedge. We lost our astromechs because the Empire wanted to steal the navigational data in their memory banks. I figured I could do the same to them. I got all kinds of valuable intelligence from the other droids. Once we get back to the fleet, we can... Boom!
Oh, no. Yes, Lulo is a Duros. He is a character from the Poe Dameron comic. This is him as a young man, and as an older pilot, he flies with Poe in the Resistance.
Shara, don't give up! We can fight off these ATSTs, then you steal you a ship. We can do this, I know it. Don't be foolish, Lulo. You've got your chance to get back to the fleet. Take it! But Shara, that's... I said go, Captain Lampar. This is a direct order from your commanding officer. And here's another. Tell Kess I love him, and have him kiss Poe for me next time he sees him. Order. Order acknowledged, Starlight Leader. May the Force be with you. Stay bright, Starlight.
Ah, man, it feels so much like a sacrifice. But I know she's gonna survive.
Hey, pal. They tell me you're gonna be okay, Lobot. But I think we just learned a valuable lesson here. The rebellion's not gonna look out for us.
I mean, fair enough. That's a fair, takeaway to have from the experience that he's just gone through with Lobot. You know, Leia told him to his face that she prioritized the needs of the rebellion over them personally, and that's not going to sit well with a guy like Calrissian. So, man, Shara got captured, but I bet Luke will rescue her since he can take a ship like this in Mando Season 2. That is a very good point. We are still pre-episode 6, so Luke is, he's on a journey of his own. He's recently lost his hand, and he currently has a yellow lightsaber. It would be great if Luke was the one to rescue Shara. I hope that we get Kess Dameron going rogue, disobeying orders, and going and rescuing her himself, because Poe's parents deserve to have some sort of because it would be great, because then you would be like, oh, that's where Poe gets it from, Like his dad commits a mutiny in the same way. That would be really funny. Tatooine, the sail barge of Jabba the Hutt. Okay, who's talking first of all? Bib Fortuna, excellent.
Ah, Lando Calrissian. I was wondering why it was taking you so long to contact me again, McClunky. You will give me the new rebel code now, yes? As we discussed and agreed? I can't get you the code, Bib Fortuna. The rebels have it locked down tight, and they aren't gonna let me near it. Then you have failed the great Jabba the Hutt, and the penalty will be... Easy now, Pink Eye. I can't get you the code. But give me a little time, give me a little more time, and I'll find a way to send that droid that you made it. Oh, so he's going to smuggle the talkie out and give it to the Hutts.
I mean, come on, Lando. Haven't you learned your lesson? It's one thing to be like, the rebellion isn't going to look out for us, so we need to take off and take care of ourselves. It's another thing to screw the rebellion over after what happened on Cloud City, man. It's a bad call. It's a bad call. Still nothing from Starlight, 3PO? I'm afraid not, Princess. Statistically speaking, this long without any form of response from the squadron suggests... We know what it means, 3PO. We all know what it means. My goodness, perhaps I spoke too soon. Incoming transmission, and I do believe, yes, it is Starlight Squadron reporting in. Oh, thank the light. Told you they'd be okay, Dameron. Told you.
This is Captain Lulu Lampar of Starlight Squadron. Designation Starlight 2. We're on our way home. I am sorry to report that the mission so far has been unsuccessful. We found the remains of 6th Division. It was completely destroyed. Then we were ambushed by the same Star Destroyer that's been hunting us across the galaxy. We had to board the Star Destroyer and fight our way out. We made it. But we had to leave Starlight Leader behind. It kills me to say that. We had no choice. She sacrificed herself to save us. So, yeah, that's how it went down. I wish I had better news. Shara?
Yeah, he's definitely not going to let this slide. He's going to go back and find her.
How about the only good news is that we captured an Imperial astromech droid. Its memory banks are full of navigation data. We can use that.
That was Shara's idea.
We'll see you soon. Starlight 2 out.
I can sense what you're feeling. Clear as a bell. This is a setback, of course. But it's far from the end. Don't give up hope. Your wife's one of the toughest people I've ever met. And we have a working code the Imperials cannot track. 2 full fleet divisions and Starlight will bring us navigational data we'll use to trace the Tarkin's will. The Empire thinks we're beaten. They're wrong. They have everything we need. It's time we went on the hunt. To be continued. Very emotional for Kes Dameron, thinking that his wife is in fact dead. We know she's not. And I hope that he is like... Yeah, like I said, takes matters into his own hands. Very similar to how his dad does in... how his son does in The Last Jedi. We aren't entirely sure how old Plagueis is exactly. I'm sure if he can create life, he can live longer than the other moon. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I don't think that Plagueis' physical properties are tied to those of his species because he's so powerful in the Force, for sure. I do believe that Plagueis definitively died when his apprentice killed him. But I think he may have been around for like a couple thousand years by that point. Like, we really don't know enough about Plagueis to say for sure. I don't believe the Plagueis novel is canon anymore, and therefore we can't rely on it too much. This, yeah, Zach Taft, this is bad. I would say this is worse than when Vader took out the Lothal fleet, because when he took out the Lothal fleet, they just lost Phoenix Squadron, the A-Wings, and I think they lost 1 CR-90. This would be more like the Shotorin arc, where all the entire Rebellion fleet, they finally amassed a massive fleet, and then all the ships got locked out of their systems, and then the Imperial fleet just dropped in and decimated them, because the Queen of Shotorin had betrayed the rebels and given all the access codes to the Empire. I think that's probably the most crushing canon defeat of the Rebellion so far in Star Wars. And that was early on. It was like midway through the 2015 Star Wars run. Maybe 2017 that went down. Yeah, that was awesome. We may see him in the High Republic. Yeah, Plagueis, it's totally possible, man. Like... yeah, he could totally be there, because again, we don't know. We know the ending point of his story, but we do not know where it starts. It could start anywhere. It could start Old Republic, High Republic, anything in between. Henry Lewis, I do agree with you. I want new characters over old characters, but I say why not both, you know? Because it's a different kind of fun. When you meet a new character that's been taken from a book that you love, then you're appreciating seeing them, you're comparing and contrasting, you're like, okay, book dude versus show dude, like, what have they changed here? And that can be fun. But there's always this risk built in there where it could be disappointing, because what if they made a change and you didn't like the change? Like something innocuous, like your favorite character from the book has blue eyes, and then in the show he has green eyes. That bothers you because you really liked the fact that he had green eyes for whatever reason. With brand new characters, there is no risk of such a thing. They could have a guy have purple hair and like green skin, and you could be like, oh yeah, that's totally cool because I've never read the book that describes him, therefore I know it's not wrong. There's nothing to contradict it. And that's why I'm excited about the High Republic, honestly, because we have no basis to say, well, that's not how the High Republic went, because it's never been explored before. The sequel trilogy kind of has these built-in criticisms of, well, that's not how it went in the books, you know, or like, well, in Heir to the Empire and blah, 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 and all this stuff. And so you've got to, like, compare and contrast. But with the High Republic, it's brand new, you know. There is no basis for comparison. And so those criticisms kind of, like, are invalidated right off the bat. So it's the first time we've had, like, a properly blank slate in Star Wars in a long time, actually. Yes, Wizard, technically, chronologically, it would be the introduction to him. Any mention of him that's earlier than the current earliest one would be his introduction. Yeah, absolutely. I think we're going to get a big surprise, and we might even get some Plagueis detail in the Acolyte, the High Republic show coming from Leslie Headland. I'm really excited for that. It's going to be pretty cool. Commander Zara is overzealous. She is extremely confident and extremely self-assured, and that will be her downfall, just like it was Tarkin's. You know, they analyzed the attack and they realized there was a danger. And his aide asked him, like, should we have your ship standing by? And Tarkin says, evacuate in our moment of triumph. I think you overestimate their chances. And it was that hubris that got him killed. And because he is the teacher of Zara, he is her mentor and most likely her role model. I'm sure she will style herself in his way. And when it comes down to that situation, she's going to be like, what would Tarkin do? Oh yeah, get himself killed by being arrogant. So that's probably what's going to happen to her too. But like I was saying at the beginning of the arc, I hope it doesn't happen soon. I hope that happens like a dozen issues from now. Or maybe in a different series, like she pops up again in other lines. The new canon comics have done a really good job of doing that, actually. Reusing characters. Like Sanastaros has popped up all over the place. Since the Acolyte is rumored to feature a female main character, we most likely won't see Plagueis. Well, that doesn't make sense. I mean, a female main character doesn't mean we won't see Plagueis. It just means that Plagueis won't be the main character, but I don't think anyone ever thought that he was going to be the main character. If Sith stuff is going on in the galaxy in a time when Plagueis was alive and doing Sith stuff, stands to reason we might meet him at some point. If you thought I was saying that I think Plagueis might be the Acolyte, no. That's not what I was suggesting at all. I know it's a female main character, but it's not going to be a one-woman show. Like, there's going to be other characters. Like, Plagueis could very well be present in whatever story's being told. That's what I was trying to say. Oh, act for free? Dude, I would pay them. I'd be like, how much money do I have to give you so I can be a stormtrooper over there? Or like a Mandalorian or a bounty hunter or whatever. Make me a villager, you know, farming some spatchka. I don't care. Just get me on the screen for long enough to get an action figure. That's all I want. All I want. Yeah, no, that was great. I cannot wait to see where this leads next. Charles Soule has been killing it. And I am, I've got my eyes peeled every time I read a new canon comic by Charles Soule for references to the High Republic, because he's notorious for peppering them in there. Without revealing too much, I realized the other day that one of the locations that we go to in The Rise of Kylo Ren is referenced in a High Republic comic. Also, I see you, Charles. I see that connectivity, and I love it. As a Star Wars completist, I'm all about that, like, connective tissue coming, knitting the stories together like that, you know? Cool. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been a great issue of Comics with Katarn. If you did not catch the beginning of the stream, do not worry. This whole thing will be archived on YouTube later today, so you can stay tuned for that. I'm going to go get myself some lunch, take a little break, and then I'll be coming right back to start some more of Lego Clone Wars. So stay tuned for that. Let's see, what time is it right now? It's like almost noon. So let's call it like 2 PST. We'll start the Clone Wars stream. It's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope to see all of you there. Thanks again. And as always, may the Force be with you.